my father passed away when I was 19 in 1989. So, you know, I've only known him for, you know, half of my life, more or less. But all the memories that I have of him, especially, you know, thinking about him over the last 5 weeks, and I've asked Mum, you know, like, what did Dad do, you know, when I was a baby and stuff. She's pretty aloof about it, you know. She's like, not much, mate, you know, like, here's the working man, support as much as they can. My relationship with my dad in my teenage years, and sort of from that 8 years of age to 12, you know, it was fun, you know. They're my best memories of my dad, because I would go and play golf with him or carry his clubs, you know, maybe get a swing every once in a while. But he taught me those lessons about, you know, like how to take care of myself in the surf, how to dive under waves, how to get myself out of a rip, you know, those things that I still remember every day, you know, especially when I'm in the water. I think they were fun times, you know, with my dad. He would watch me play sport occasionally. I was never in the top team, so maybe that was part of the reason why he didn't, you know, he was maybe a bit disappointed that, you know, I wasn't playing in those great teams like he had when he was a child. But yeah, it's kind of, when you lose your dad at 19 as a teenager, I think it's the grieving process for me was quite delayed. He died from cancer, and initially he was diagnosed and they basically said he's got 12 weeks to live. He lived for 10 months, you know, and that was a long 10 months, and it was quite a drawn out, hardcore illness. Even as a 19-year-old, you know, with older brothers and sisters, and my mum, who had remarried to a very fine man, a man who was taking a lot of care of me as well. At the end of that long illness, I think there was a great sense of relief when, you know, he had passed away. But the delayed grieving process didn't hit me until I was about 24. And it hit me pretty hard, you know, and I had a lot of memories flooding back of what Dad was like, you know, like, and where was he and why didn't he look after me better, and a bit of that sort of regret, which was tough, you know, at 24, 25. A little bit misguided in my life. Those memories were, and that sort of period, I reckon, was tough to get through. But I got through it, and I think of my dad a lot, you know, and I think about him a lot now, and I know he'd probably be pretty proud, you know, with how I'm going. Yeah, and trying to do a good job too, you know. I know he's around me all the time, but yeah, he had a good sense of humour, my dad, so he's probably having a laugh every once in a while when I stuff things up. But yeah, I think as, you know, as a father now, all I want to instill in my child are good memories of me. Yes, there's going to be ups and downs, and she'll probably hate my guts a couple of times when she's a teenager and I'm chasing guys out of the house with a shotgun. But, you know, maybe when they're 21, they'll have a good story to tell about how mad Dad was.